This is our next day on the STEPPIN Razor. You know, last night we did a program and most of it was dealing with, you know, the synthetic food that is now being manufactured, China relationship with the devastation of the environment in their country, because what we played was pertaining to what is happening in China as it concerns the environment. We want to continue the program from last night, you know, delving on the same topic of just the destruction of certain areas and that allow human beings now to have disease and be inflicted with diseases that young people, we keep saying it. First time old was over 50 to me. And I never did feel funny if I see an old person, if I hear an old person have diabetes, or if them have blood pressure, if them have any kind of sickness, as a matter of fact. Teenagers start to be inflicted with disease that people where I used to know over 50 and in my age group used to have. Then I don't know if it's not cause for concern. Because that's a serious thing. Now, we talk about the pollution with fossil fuel, coal burning and all these things where most people are included, well, China. We're going to just give two clips what we did play last night, and we want to center the program. We want to center the program around the environment today. We want to talk to Diana McCauley from the Jamaica Environmental Trust, and she's the Chief Executive Officer. And we want to talk to Diane Golden Frankson, yes. Chief Geological Researcher at the... Well, if you know where I go, I would be that thing, you know. After we set up my things the proper way, when we come now, we don't see that work how it's supposed to work. I'm vexed. Anyway, Mrs. Golden Frankson is the Chief Geological Researcher at the Geological Plus Jamaica Limited, Alpart Backside Facility near St. Elizabeth. They're proposing to build a 1,000 megawatt coal-fired power plant. The coal-fired power plant can pose harm to human health and climate. We ironically, we hear a youth, a very arrogant youth. And when we say arrogant, it means at the heights of arrogance. And this is almost what prompted me for really go dig up some facts and things about what is happening in the world today as it deals with China involvement of environmental laws and everything that is environmentally conscious. And we see these little bossy slave in a parliament. The last bossy slave, Mr. Bobby Pickersgill, when they was moving the sun from Negril, and the argument come up by the environmentalists them, him say the development trump the environment. Now, Jamaica is sign agreement with international bodies, just like how them sign agreement for trade, just like how them sign agreement with the IMF. And them better pass the IMF test. And them better deal with trade in the way that them sign it with NAFTA and all these places. But here we know, when it comes out to the environment, which is the necessity Jamaica to remain the land of wood and water. And we're not just water now, we're talking about clean water. When it comes on to the sunlight, which is nature given, water which is nature given, and the air that we breathe in is nature given. Apparently these politicians don't see nothing wrong if a company come in at Jamaica and decides they're going to invest $1 billion and years down the line, when them dead, because a whole heap of them in a parliament so dead, because them have disease like everybody else. But when you look on the long-term effect that these investments have in relates to the environment and how we look after the environment, the long-term effect on my grandchildren and their children, when these little Caboose slaves dead, it has have no significance to them. Yet still they could have made situation much better for those. Every day you hear them talk about, the children are our future. The children are our future. The children are our future only if them live. Only if them live. And when I talk about live, I'm not talking about just living. Because you have whole heap of people living that are better than the dead. We are talking about living, happy, clean water, clean air, and the sunlight that we are blessed with. Whole heap of place you go to Los Angeles, you hardly see the sun. Me there Los Angeles for all 1 week, I mean not see no sun and yet the sun a shine. Not to mention China. I don't know if you have noticed that most Chinese come off a plane with mouth guard over them nose like they have come from surgery in a hospital. Why you think that is happening? Because China is the most polluted country in the world. Thousands of people die yearly in China because of the pollution that take place in that country. Fast rising development don't mean long living people. And one would have expected that the development, the technological and economical development of any country would mean that the people in the country would be less to all these diseases and these uncomfortable situations that people find themselves in. But when we look at so-called developed countries, we see that there are more people dying in America and China, the two most polluted countries on earth, and it's the two biggest power-based countries on earth. There's more people dying from these diseases because of their reluctance to understand, and not even understand, to accept the long-term effect of their so-called development procedures that is not in line with nature, with Mother Nature. Mother Nature is our protector. And if we refuse to respect nature, nature have a very serious belch and everybody rock and shake. Start to cry. Nature cries a flood. So, the education that is needed and necessary for our people to understand how devastating it can be for maybe not you who's so dead, but a young one like Brian was sitting beside me. No, it would be a wicked thing, wicked thing. If I just look out for myself as I know say boy right now, Brian's supposed to live longer than me. Maybe. Because we don't know where man do around the corner. Maybe go to the corner man and wait till what time to shoot him. But let us say that him not involved in these criminal activities. I am supposed to go before Brian, according to the logics of the thing. Because I could have been him father. But in Jamaica, what I see happening is that grandchildren is burying their grandparents is burying their grandchildren. Oh, the hell it reaches so. Grandmother supposed to sick on bed and dead from cancer and diabetes and all them disease there. and you have children who's dying. If gunshot don't kill them, some other thing go and kill them that them doing, that them not supposed to do, to them health. And the environment is not being protected by these bossy slaves who's supposed to take care of that part of life. So no matter what the investment is doing to the environment, they will accept it as long as them can tell the people them. So see there, you know, say, when 4 years come here, them say, well, we supplied 5,000 new jobs at the expense of what? 5,000 new jobs, 10,000 new jobs at the expense of what? Because quick fix, all right? So you give 5,000 new jobs to people now, and them can feed them picnic. Which most Jamaicans, if you ask most Jamaican people about environment, them that is not something they're concerned with. But if you ask them, say, so you're going to send your picnic to school, them say they want money right now for sending them picnic to school. So the quick fix is where these bossy slaves, we sit down in a parliament, deal with. Because them feel, say, the people them don't think. Don't think. And when people like me come and I show them something, they say, you go and talk. We're going to feed them people there. So we have a bossy young slave named Damian Crawford. One of the bossiest young slaves, me say, in our politics right now. Him so bossy that a woman who spent all her life I deal with environmental issues and I deal with what is happening in the world because of certain moves that big countries like China is making on the environment. She spent most of her life I deal with it. And this little bossy slave youth who feels because I'm going to university and because him have maybe whatsoever and because him can't talk. But he was so arrogant to the daughter that it's the first ever people mash up my television, you know. Believe you me. No, serious thing, you know. If me never want to watch something else on my TV, would have fling something on the TV, you know, Rasta. Because all the youth attack me, I say, wait, what am I say? What really I say? He must say, it no cause nothing and this and that. And I say, oh my gosh, man, that all the youth, all the brethren, they were named Crosskill, I show him something, you know. And they might go around the thing, you know, like him know something where we don't know. That youth, him show so much arrogance to me that me really decide, say, boy, you know, say, true, me couldn't get for program. True, me have a program for myself. Me can vent. And me go vent today. Me go vent today because we want to really deal with this environmental thing. And I hope that somebody who know him make him turn on the radio to this program, yeah? Because we can show, say, what him saying about it not doing nothing. These cold thing and thing not doing nothing. That is where I say, that's where I argue, you know. He might argue with McCall about the cold thing not do nothing. And why every time the environmentalists them come up with something to stop the progress. Is that quick fix my deal with cricket? Okay. So as we are saying, we're gonna spend most of the program we're gonna spend on this environmental thing and the need for Jamaica understand that what you do today going affect what other people involved in tomorrow. And we understand that you're there so right now and you really need certain things right now. But it's the thing with white people as a nation. You see when white people do things, them not just think about we are going in a this century, you know. Them plan for a century forward. If you look on how the earth set up, you know. If you look on how all the Jews, them all set them things, you know. You realize that them people, they're not just a think about right, yes, so, you know. Them a think about, so tell me something, 100 years from now, with my children be able to control Manhattan, that was bought for $25 from the Native Americans. Will my children be able to create an atmosphere where the banking system is manipulated and run by our children? Because them know, say, they're going to come a time when them going to pass away. But them don't want them legacy go in the hands of someone that is not a feed them stock. Black people don't think that we are there. Black people don't think, say, legacy must be maintained through family and through nation or through the tribe, as them would have want to say. Legacy must be maintained through the tribe. The Jews, them understand that. That is why the Jews, them run most of the Western world. That them can use something where happened years ago and hold it as a heavy burden over the whole world. 6 million Jews was killed by. You will not hear the last of that. You will not hear the last of that. Yet still you have a guy named Cecil Rhodes. Cecil Rhodes belonged to an organization was set up himself in Africa. The place name now called Zimbabwe was once Rhodesia, named after Cecil Rhodes. And Cecil Rhodes is responsible for the genocide of a whole heap of African people in his time and time after him dead. Yet still, they have a thing named Rhodes Scholarship. That is attainable even at the university, Rhodes Scholarship. And you have black people want to get a Rhodes Scholarship. Can you imagine if them did have a scholarship named the Gestapo Scholarship, and the Jews them accept that as something normal? Yet still a man who killed maybe millions of Africans. Black people is proud to be called Rhodes Scholars. And it legitimized them in many different ways. Now we see the devastation of Africa again and the Caribbean. But we turn in a blind eye from what is going on there. Blind eye. We have, okay, we're going to come up to the news. Okay, yeah, this is the STEPPIN razor, the art of war. So we did that say now, we want to play a little thing here before the news start, and we're going to play it, you know. And anyway it stop, we're going to cut it. So make we cut it here, so for the people them.
All industrial nations one day hit an environmental turning point, an event that dramatizes to the population the ecological and human consequences of growth. For China, whose environmental crises seem to arise on a scale as sweeping and epic as the vast nation itself, this began in 2013. Pervasive air and water pollution, mismanagement of industrial waste, desertification, loss of biodiversity, and unpredicted demographic changes altogether drove into the media spotlight the very real costs of China's unchecked development. The World Bank estimated the cost of China's pollution at $100 billion per year, and The Economist labeled its environmental failures a unique, potentially disastrous global threat. Both domestically and internationally, an awareness of the situation and its consequences began to
suffers from both local problems and global environmental challenges. So the combined impacts of climate change and local pollutions are causing enormous consequences. A lot of the environmental problems in China are very closely linked to our energy consumption, because there's something fundamentally wrong with the economic model. That's why the more the economy grows, the more the environment start to get worse.
在这个地区，我们地表的这些水源、这些河流基本上就干涸了，不是干涸了，就是流淌的，就是污水。那么叫做有河 这个秸秆有水皆污，这个污染呢导致的结果就是我们的有限的这些资源又遭到了损害。它和缺水之间是一个非常恶性的互动，也就是说，没水，所以排出去的污水都没有办法去稀释、去自净，所以污染就更重。那么这些污染排放下去以后，有限的清水资源也被破坏。
January 2014 saw a fetid smog trap Beijing under pollutants from the region's 200 coal-fired power plants, where concentration levels hit 40 times what the World Health Organization deems safe. Recent reports finally classed the pollutants, notably the PM2.5 small air particle, as carcinogens, claiming that every year up to 500,000 people die in China as a result. Common medical consequences include respiratory diseases, lung and bladder cancer, strokes, and worsened learning skills.
大概一针。之前他要死了，晚上他疼得受不了了嘛，他就让我说妈妈，我是个估计上他真不行嘛，还有他弟弟平常爸爸，这我一定要坚强。
Xingtai, a small industrial town in Hebei province, south of Beijing, was named China's most polluted city of 2013. It is one of the many rural settlements where Chinese officials have been attempting to relocate Beijing-based industries following the city's 2008 Olympic cleanup efforts. Breathing air there is now likened to living in an airport smoking lounge.
这个庄稼你地污染了，空气也污染，我们车也有。这个好多人这个人痰，就是说这个人脑梗、血脂稠、心跳、糖尿病这种病很多发生。我老婆才做了手术，就是肠子黑了，检查出一个来是那个这肠癌死了已经，等死的了。这就等死，真的违抗大以后污染的，还这个。转周围这厂污染的，谁管你？我们污染款都得不到。
Further south along the coast in Zhejiang province, the city of Ningbo is notorious for its textile factories and wastewater negligence. Settlements are dotted throughout the region where wastewater is dumped into local supply rivers and in turn serves crops, animals and families. The cancer villages, so named for their exponentially high disease and death tolls, have traditionally been kept under the radar by national media, corrupt local officials and corporate forces. Individual victims here paid the ultimate price for expedient economic growth, and only in February 2013 did the Chinese government acknowledge their existence.
政府嘛，说是想换开这个东西，我就打电话我说换不进去了，我说我们这个人嘛，我们的实体拉伸就强烈的比他们不开心。他总在电话里告诉我说是，我想跟弄视频，想跟你嘛，总是我们些老百姓嘛，总是好的到这个我老死总是上的样子。
我说搁请个生个，你天不想他妈都让你知道，他这样是个麻烦。人肯定说我今天看着端的一好吧，给我是个麻烦。我只让你们上去就是。以后那村里行，他妈一村那这那从整个村下来要照顾俺个孩子，现在也是那么。
很多人，任何人都希望媒体来报道，来表现他们的困境。但是媒体是不乐意来报道这样的事情，因为太多，一般被污染的这样的人难打赢官司。政府和企业家、政府的官员。
难道我们连正常的话都不能说？我们做人一个公民的最起码权利，他妈连说话说都没有。有苦不能说，有苦不能诉。应该这是我们应该实施的责任，是我们应该行使的责任，任何人都不能干涉我们，不管哪个部门，特别是你们这些政府就派出人员，我们又没打架，又没吵架，又没闹事，你们一直派这些人来干什么的？我们给他打个问，所以对我们村民施加压力，你村民这些还要继续再收入吗？
We want to tell you that after 3, after the cash part, we're going to talk to Diana McCauley and Diane Golding Frankson. And this is in relationship to the coal plant that is being planned to be built in St. Elizabeth, where the people them, because of the need and necessity for jobs and more jobs, the effect of a coal plant in this time seem not to come across to the people them, and the people them in power is not educating the people them enough because them want to claim that them provide jobs to people who never have no job. Expense of the long-term effect, not even long-term neither, because sometimes does a blow, and when you go home you find say so much mucus in your system and thing, and then you have asthma, you don't know. Because asthma come and asthma go, all the climate change cause asthma in you. But the long-term effect on the environment with China, I try to get rid of it, because I hear the man just talk about 500,000 people dead per year because of this environmental pollution that we call human development is creating. China is recognizing this. But what? Them close the gate when they ask gone through. But them can rectify it. Because them is scientifically able and equipped for deal with certain things. Them can rectify it. America can rectify it. Germany can rectify it. And we are talking about the pollution right now. Russia, China, Germany, America. But America and China is the number one. And the Chinese, in their quest for development and colonization, because we might not think it's colonization, but it is colonization. It's not like how the British put you in bondage and bring around you so, and then now make laws, certain laws. For instance, when you say somebody here is groomed, what you really mean? And people say, laws have to be, orders have to be maintained. What is the law that is supposed to be maintained when the law itself was there to oppress and depress the people them over a period of time? From whence come these laws? What is the mindset? What is the mindset that put these laws in place? That generations after, and this is what we are talking about, because when we are talking about certain laws, you know, the laws were made by these people in England, and generations after, the people them who the laws oppress, maintain the law to oppress the people them who them come now, control, and them is in power. So we can't just look on it like, you know, yes, the people them want a job, and oh, you're going to get job for the people them. Of course, you can't get job for the people them, and nobody's telling you must put nothing there. But you have to use it. You have to have it in relationship to what is good and best for an effect, a long-term effect. We're upon the subject of the environment, we're upon the subject of development, and we're upon the subject of how we can work with nature. Because if we don't protect nature, we will not be protected from what nature is going to do to we. It's simple. Because man cannot destroy the planet. He can make it miserable for human being exist on the planet. So all hear about plastic bottle and them something there. Plastic bottle now going to destroy the earth. But what might happen, that certain things going to develop where man can't live on the earth, so I'm going to just evaporate like the dinosaurs. So we have to understand how long is important and relevant to where we want to say the children are our future. And these guys in the parliament, as me I say, them soon left here. See, so them are sign paper and I do things on behalf of for them understanding of things and not looking, because they don't have no education in a certain things. I see them there in a parliament, you know, only for them not exposed to earth, you know. I see them are going and going. Them not exposed. Some of them know, all right, if you hear one prime minister say she not listen to news and all them something there, you know, say certain things just don't work out. You understand? And it's not that you have to listen to the news. It's just that we are say, sometimes you listen to the news and you hear some things. And not news just where you are here about 2 men dead round the road and all them something like. The information age is so vast now that if you ignore it at your own peril. A youth is the first in my life I ever hear a youth defend something where is against nature at the expense of where at the advancement of what them call development. Because most youth really conscious of certain things nowadays. You know, most youth understand where I'm going. So if you hear a youth on the television who is a politician, who's so outspoken and them thing there, I think, and then him brethren, you know, where the other one name from St. Elizabeth? Where the one where them say him and him kind of get ostracized from government, man. Oh gosh, man. The other youth down at St. Elizabeth, man. And them did have the whole heap of argument the other day. Youth. Him dep on his program and next day, you know. And him say him not agree with the next with Damien. And this is a forward thing that you can't say that youth there. I never want to say more intelligent, but maybe not more educated because it's not education around the thing, you know. It's not education around the thing, you know. You understand? It's informed. Is the person who have the most information. It's information allow you to extend your understanding of wider areas outside of your little environment. I soon find out, I should remember what the youth name. Where did that talk on the same program, and when asked about the same question, him not really agree with it. So we're going to talk to two ladies here that I have much respect for them. Believe you me. I sound like Trump, don't it? I sound like Trump. All right. But we want to play this little thing and then go to them. The two of them on the line, Mama? The two of them on the line. Okay. So we want to play this first and then we'll go to them.
Beijing burns more coal than the rest of the world. On the cost, coal is now the second. Beijing burns more coal than the rest of the world combined, and it's come at a cost. Coal is now the second biggest contributor to the smog here in Beijing, which you can see behind me, only after cars. Last year, coal accounted for 66% of China's total energy mix. But the country is hoping to reduce that ratio down to just 62% by 2020. Coal fuels many things here in China, including steel mills, northern China's central heating system, along with many traditional homes. However, I visited one community here in Beijing where the government is trying to help families to move off coal and onto electricity. In the depths of Beijing's winter, its old homes can be freezing cold. Unlike new buildings, the homes here aren't on the central heating grid. For many, burning coal is the cheapest way to keep warm. Yang Yuying and her husband Wang Jingdong relied on coal until recently.
The fumes from our coal stove were poisonous unless we contained them. We had to make sure every hole was covered.
In 2012, they switched to electricity, thanks to government subsidies of up to 60%. That means they only pay about 3 cents an hour during the day and just a penny an hour at night. Along with being more affordable, electric heat is also safer than burning coal. Earlier this year, Beijing announced plans to ban coal sales in its 6 main districts, including this one, by 2020. And that means getting more communities to switch to natural gas and electricity. After decades of shrouding the sky with a hazardous haze, Beijing's coal-fired thermal plants will also be closed down, meaning more of the city's central heating will come from clean energy too. Official data shows coal accounted for 1/4 of the city's energy use in 2012, but it's set to shrink to 10% by 2017 as more families quit burning coal at home.
Most households within the second ring road have electric heating. This has reduced Beijing's coal use by 280,000 tons every year. It's also cut our CO2 emissions by 730,000 tons a year.
With up to 500,000 people who die in China each year as a result of outdoor air pollution, moving people here in its biggest city away from coal use is becoming even more
Grace, the so-called APEC blue skies last month showed just how efficient China can be in controlling air quality, as well as the very challenging task that China is facing to halt production and to restrict traffic. Do you think, Grace, that the Chinese government has, in fact, the public support to push forward the coal limits and the energy reform?
Well, indeed, Michelle, during the APEC meeting, some 800 factories were suspended in the province bordering Beijing, Hebei. But in terms of support from industry leaders, it is hard to say. According to a Credit Suisse survey, steel output fell by 13% during this period, which obviously makes it very difficult for that particular industry. One other restriction that was imposed here was car restrictions. Drivers had to enter the city on alternate cars using odd, even license plate rules. Many people I spoke to here during the APEC meeting said that they felt that this was worth it for the results that we had. However, despite this, many people still buy two cars, one with an odd license plate and one with an even one, in order to get around that restriction. So Beijing is now considering an even tougher traffic charge for cars entering the city centre, as seen in Tokyo and London. Back to you.
Yeah, this is the STEPPIN razor. You know, Diana Macaulay argued that some of the potential negative impacts of the various greenhouse gases discharged into the atmosphere by our coal-fired plants, which are being phased out in developed countries. The pollutants from coal-fired plants that pose significant risks to human health are sulfur dioxide, oxides, mercury, and particulate matter. What have Diane McCallan? Good afternoon.
Hi, Muta. How are you doing?
I don't know if you heard the little clip I played a while ago?
Yes, I listened to it all.
All right. We want to continue in that vein because you have been one of the ones who have relentlessly trying to get these bossy slaves to recognize that it's not that you're against economical development, but you are looking at the long-term effect of what can happen because of the short-sightedness of the politicians.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So explain to the be mindful of who listening to my program. Most of the people that listen to my program is people who would agree, say, make the coal burn because we want a job. What is the pros and cons? Of this coal in St. Elizabeth?
All right. So the first thing I want to say is there's a difference between this kind of coal that they're talking about and charcoal.
Yes.
Because we are very used to charcoal, you know. Charcoal is made from wood. So man go and cut down. It would be good if he never cut down the whole tree still. Him cut down a piece of the tree and then him burn it with underneath some dirt, right?
Yes.
And that if you go near to a coal kiln, you can smell it, right? It's not so good to breathe in.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's spread over a very big area.
Okay.
So if you're not really close to it, and if you're not cutting down the whole tree, but you leave some of the tree to spring back, then it's not such a bad thing. You understand? And some people, that is their only source of cooking, of ways to cook, right?
Yeah.
And then plenty of people, you know, I mean, you know, if you're not supposed to tell, you're buying a lot of coal to go do, you know, them kind of things, right? So a lot of people making a living off coal. This is not that kind of coal, right? The kind of coal that they're talking about bringing to Jamaica is dig up from under the ground in huge mines. Sometimes the mine fall down and kill the people inside.
Like what in South Africa? They do a lot of that in South Africa.
South Africa is one place. U.S. We think this coal, if it goes ahead, would come from Colombia, but that is a guess, right? So anyway, they dig it down and then take out the coal and then they burn it now in a big factory. And the problem with it, Muta, is two separate things. Yeah. One thing is the impact it have on human beings, right?
So it's going to emit. It's going to emit
things into the air that make you sick. And some of them make you short-term sick. So things like asthma, bronchitis, especially if you're young or you're old. And some things that make you long-term sick. So more things and problems with your brain and that kind of thing, right? So it affects human beings, and it affects human beings over a very wide area. It's not just going to affect the people who live close by to the factory, right? Some of those things go up into the air, and when it rains, them come back down to the earth.
Definitely.
We call it acid rain, and that now fall into rivers, it fall into lakes. We now have that many lakes in Jamaica, and then the river now run down into the sea and take this acid with it that cause fish to die. So, people who make a living from fishing, they might very well find out that them fishing go down even more than it already has gone down. So those are the things that harm people. Now, there's an even bigger problem with coal, right? The things that it puts out of the factory stack goes into the air and causes the climate to change. So you hear about climate change, right? And you're going to rise, and there are going to be more storms, and the storms going to be more strong. That, I think, is a big problem. And coal is the most harmful type of energy that is causing this very bad climate change.
All right. Damian Crawford was arguing that there's no evidence of what you were saying there.
But, that was what made that interview so very difficult for me to do. Because there is so much evidence on the harm that coal has done to people and to the earth. But I don't know how him can say that.
500,000
I
dead
don't know
per
how
year.
he can go on TV and say that.
500,000 dead per year in China. That is what we just played from a documentary.
So there is, and the harm that coal has done to people and to the earth and to rivers and all of those things is very well documented. You cannot argue about it. Now, a very modern coal plant, right? Something not like built 50 years ago or anything. Very modern coal plant is able to reduce those things that harm human beings, so it's not so harmful, right? But that kind of coal plant is not cheap. It's an expensive coal plant. And the reason we are being told why that we have to use coal for this development is because it is the cheapest type of energy.
And that is the one that they are disregarding in China. They are putting that aside in China. The one that they bring in here is the one that them plan not to use
that
in China.
That is what I believe. No, them not. I don't think they're going to say that.
No,
right?
they're not telling you that.
I think they're going to say is the new very modern one that is coming. But my fear is that kind of plant needs a very, very strong environmental regulator, and we do not have that. We do not have it. We can pretend like we have it all we want, but we don't have it. So the kind of things that would need to be built and is operated here in Jamaica, I do not think it's going to happen.
All right. Let's stick up in here. We have Diana Frankson on the line. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am okay. I am totally okay. And you's the one why, partly why I'm doing this too,
I know.
My lady was talking to you and she said it's very important that you talk to Diana here. All right.
One of the things I'm going to say, Diane made a very interesting point, but I want to emphasize the point a little more graphically for your listeners. When we have a Riverton City dump fire, we are most disturbed by it. But think of that coal plant burning 24/7. All the time, every single day. No, that's the kind of pollution we're talking about.
No, that is the analogy. That is the analogy where people have to take in mind. A Riverton years ago, burning every day.
Just burning for a few days.
And
everybody was almost dying.
The whole kids are nearly dead.
That burning all the time.
Every day.
For every single day. For every year.
Yes.
And think of the magnitude of damage, health-wise, and to the physical environment. Because one of the things that I never even pointed out, which I do believe she needed to tell, is not just the water going, the acid rain. going down to our rivers, but it's going to go into our soil. St. Elizabeth is our primary production of domestic food, vegetable food in the island. When that goes into the soil, and then that goes back into the plant, we would now be consuming all of these particulates and heavy metals that is going to produce as a byproduct.
Yeah, all right. What happened? Mr. Crawford was arguing why every time government come up with a progressive economical development, only little environmentalists always come up with something and do have nothing in place. What you have to say to that?
Well, what I have to say to that cannot be mentioned on radio. But I will tell them straight to you.
No, we're not going to make you get to that, you know. You have to, in your educated way, tell me what cannot be said on radio in your educated way that I can hear what you're saying. Explain.
All right. What I would basically say to that, all right, let me give you an analogy done by a scientist. He turned and he said, look, looking at climate change, same as looking at your weather every year. Every year your weather will change up and down. But that's the short-term view of what's going on. Your climate, however, is a long-term view of what's actually happening. So think about a dog on a beach. When the dog on the beach is running up and down on the beach, the dog is running up and down and meandering back and forth and looking at all manner of foolishness. However, when you look at climate now, climate is something that you have to watch in a straight line, not what is meandering on a beach. And that's the difference between climate change and weather.
Yeah. All right.
And this is what people not understanding.
I don't know if...
summers are getting hotter.
Yes, of course. Summer this year.
Our winters are getting shorter. You remember back in the day when you were younger, when you get around to December, cool breeze would have killed you. When last have we seen that?
Cool breeze.
When you get to December, when last is anybody have to now wrap up themselves and run up and down, unless of course you live in Mandeville.
Yeah. Air condition. Yeah.
You haven't seen that happening. That is as a result of climate change. And by the way, it is a given link due to scientific research, carefully done scientific research, which has required the digging up of core samples from the Arctic and the studying using those core samples and trapped air particles to study that from the beginning of the industrial era in the world 150 years ago, there has been a gradual and sustained change in the atmospheric quantity of the gases that are coming from coal, and its slow and gradual effect on the heating of the planet.
All right. Hold on there. Ms. Macaulay.
Yeah, Diana.
Diana. All right, Diana. We hear of a thing happening in South St. Elizabeth where Mr. Branson from Virgin.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about
the wind farm.
The wind farm, yes. Oh, that contradict. I mean, because the government did sanction that, right?
Yes.
So that it's a contradiction that here's a man who is environmentally aware and is now investing in wind farm, and then now here's them come with something opposing that.
Well, that is one of my problems, Muta, because one of the things in Jamaica that we don't do good is planning, right? And you ask a question about if it's not this, then what projects can we do that would bring benefits to our people, right? But I don't think we sit down and think about that, right? What happens is an investor comes and wants to do something that benefits the investor, And we just say yes, 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 because we're desperate. So we did some planning around energy, because the cost of energy in Jamaica is a big problem for investors, quite very high. So we have an energy policy, and that energy policy talks about better energy efficiency, so we shouldn't waste energy, talk about energy conservation, talk about using natural gas, which we are taking some steps to do, and talk about more renewables, solar and wind, right? Said 5% coal, little bit of coal. Now this one plant that they want to build is bigger than all the electricity Jamaica generate right now.
You're serious?
Yeah, it's huge. People don't understand how big it is, right? So I think that is not sensible. You sit down and you make a plan to bring down the cost of energy for the good of the whole country and everybody in it. And then the first man that show up on the doorstep and say, want to do something else, that is against that policy, you got to jump after that.
All right, so
we're never going to get anywhere like that, Muta.
Well, Branson's wind farm. What is a wind farm, by the way? Tell the people what is a wind farm.
A wind farm take windmills, but not an old-time kind of windmill that was here back in the days. A very modern, large...
Like we've seen in California.
Right. Yeah. And then when the wind blow, that turns a turbine, creates energy. And the same thing can be done with the sun, and the same thing can be done with our river. We have to be careful with the river because we want the river to drink. And we want it for irrigation. So you can't take river to do every possible thing that people might want. But the idea is the more of that stuff we have in Jamaica, is the more we control our own energy, right?
Yes.
The minute you buy something from somewhere else, whether it's coal, whether it's oil, whether it's natural gas, and it's coming from some other part of the world, when one morning them wake up and decide that the price change, you're in problems here. And this has happened to us when oil prices have gone up very high.
Yeah.
So one of the things the government says in their policy that they want to do, and which I agree with and everybody should agree with, is to have sources of energy that we can generate here.
All right, so why is it that Branson's thing is not being replicated?
Well, I think it is. I think that we are getting more and more wind. I think actually what I do, Muta, sometimes is very depressing, right? There's not that much good news, but I think in energy, up until this happened, there was some good news because the government was moving to doing energy conservation things, because government wastes a lot of energy, you know?
Of course.
Right, and waste a lot of it. I don't agree with waste, right? So there was a move in to do that. We were getting more renewables, so more solar, more wind, and was talking about waste energy, which is another thing we could maybe consider, taking garbage, all the garbage that we can't manage, and using that to make energy, right? There was some movement in that direction, so I felt like this was good, and then all of a sudden, a journalist phoning me and asking me what I have to say about coal plant at Nain. That is not the way to go about it.
But it's all right. You see, I can't and give this wind farm, and then in the same parish, you're going to have something now to counteract.
That don't make no sense.
That I have tried to figure out, if that make any sense.
No, it don't make any sense. How can that make any sense? And the point about the agriculture and the soil is a very good point too. Sorry I didn't get to say that. It's true. This is a breadbasket of the country. And you're going to have this acid rain falling out of the sky and poisoning the crops.
Yeah. All right.
This is not... You know that word sustainable, them use it all the time, and I don't think anybody really know what it means. But it basically means that you don't do anything that is going to mash up the future for people, children and grandchildren.
Yes.
You think about them when you decide what you're going to do.
All right, Miss Golden.
Yes, my darling.
All right. As a person who is involved in... soils and all these things. You're a researcher. You're
Well, I'm a researcher, but unfortunately my father was a farmer, so I grew up with the whole concept of understanding how you grow plants and how you have to look after the soil and the environment to produce a good crop.
All right. In relationship to the food basket of Jamaica and in relationship to what is planned here, at the point of beginning and given that use, you say, and I am now looking at the concept where you bring about Riverton City and what it did to Kingston and even St. Catherine. Mm-hmm. How long you think something like that would take to actually affect the food basket in the soil I'm talking about now, the food basket of
the actual food?
Yeah, the food, the plant.
All you would require, all you basically need is for the pollution to get to such a point that it actually starts to get into your rain clouds. Once it actually starts to feed your rain clouds, the majority of the rain that's going to be falling after that would be acid rain.
So how long after that plant start to burn that?
Within maybe 2 to 3 years of this consistent pollution, it would start.
Yes.
It's not a very long-term thing.
Yes.
But I'm going to point out something else. Did you know Jamaica has signed an international accord called the Clean Air? It's a world accord. And it actually comes with getting you what is called clean air credit. And one of the things is a global warming initiative. Now, part of the global warming initiative is just in case your island or where you live is affected negatively by global warming, you can actually appeal to the global warming initiative and receive money to help build things like seawalls or whatever is needed to protect your island. Now, unfortunately, if we're going to build a coal-powered plant, follow me, that's 1,000 megawatts. While the entire island's entire grid currently is only 884 megawatts.
You're serious?
I am serious.
And the island, the total island grid.
And by the way, the island total grid comprises 8 hydroelectric plants, which by the way are sustainable. It includes the wind farm at Wigton, both phase 1, 2, and 3. It includes, I don't remember too well, but it includes 1 or 2 other things. But basically, what I am turning and saying to you is that part of the Clean Air Accord is that we are to reduce the possibility of using greenhouse gas providing energy. And part of this is that we need to reduce the quantity of our greenhouse and increase the quantity of our sustainable. We do that.
All right, hold on. Before you tell me that, I don't know if the two of you can stay a little longer. We have some advertisement I would need to take. I don't know if you can stay longer.
I can stay.
All right, okay. So we'll go to the advertisement then. This is the STEPPIN razor, the art of war. We want to remind you that we have Diana McCauley on the phone and Diane Goldin Frankson on the phone. We're talking about the effects of this new idea, our new investment that is supposed to take place in St. Elizabeth, the food basket of Jamaica. We want to go back to Miss Frankson. Miss Frankson. Hello?
Come on, I'm here.
All right, yeah. We're talking about the idea of how long it would take. I say like 3 years.
Maybe about 2 to 3 years, yeah.
Yes, and then can it be reversed? You can reverse that.
But you see, unfortunately, you can reverse it, It has been reversed in developed countries like Europe. Europe stopped almost completely phased out coal firing. And as a result, they have completely reversed their acid rain problem. And it has improved their environment immensely. So yes, it can be reversed. But why should we place ourselves into a pot of hot water to try and figure out how we're going to reverse ourselves out of the pot of hot water later down the road?
If
we have the opportunity to not go there,
yes,
then why go there?
Prevent is better than to cure.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, based on the accord we just signed, and by the way, they just signed it, I think it's just the other day, what we would be doing in essence is going completely against the Clean Air Accord. We would now become a polluter of the environment because, as I said to you, our entire 184, while what is being proposed is 1,000. So that is more than 50%. So we basically would be now 60% a polluter to the world environment. So tomorrow morning we need to go and ask for money because our seashores are starting to be eroded by climate change. And places like Montego Bay's communities, the ones in the valley, start to notice that they're having flooding that is coming in, and what is required is to build a little seawall.
Like we're going in St. Anya now with the highway over there, so.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We cannot go to them and tell them, say, guess what? Oh, I know, that's what I remember that we did sign the accord, But, we did kind of feel greedy and stupid. So we decided to build a coal plant. So, can you still give us? They basically tell you, go away.
Diana,
yeah.
The Goat Island thing seemed to go on under the carpet so because according to the person who you was talking to, this arrogant youth, I keep saying arrogant Crawford, very arrogant young youth, not take no talk. Him saying that politicians go over there if you look on some little, what him say? I don't know if you remember what him say. Eh?
Some lizard.
Yeah, say them go over there if you go look on lizard. I mean, really.
Yeah, that was a depressing moment as well. I just got a letter from Port Authority because we just wrote to all the various ministers and agencies asking what is the status of the Goat Islands project. There was an agreement between the Jamaican government and Chinese government to explore it. The agreement expired in June this year, and it has not been renewed, but the letter. So that is what I know.
Yeah, but Crawford, I say you box out food out of poor people's mouth.
Well, let me ask you a question, Muta. I understand you're desperate for a job, right? Any job. It could be very low pay, whatever. But you don't have a job now, any job better than no job, right? I understand if you stand in that place. But you're going to be, I'm going to ask you, you're going to be better off, right? If you get this low pay job. And don't think it's going to be a high-paid job, because to run a modern coal plant or even an old coal plant is a technical job that people have to go to school to learn. So the people who are desperate for work and really want work, they're not going to get that kind of job. They're going to get the other low-paid jobs, right? So you get the low-paid job now, but your baby mother, you're picking them sick, and the little crop that you did grow and go sell on a weekend, that dead. And then hole in your roof start come because of the acid rain. You better off, Muta?
Well, you know, Mama. You see, Jamaican people, as I say it over and over, we are not educated enough about the environment where we live in. So we keep abusing it and expect, things now go happen. I think what is happening because of the climate where we live in terms of, money have to go run and prosperity and things. These little bossy slaves in a parliament, themselves not educating themselves enough about this thing. So when somebody like you talk, it come like say you talk for some little brown skinned people uptown and not talk to poor people where need job. And we need to find some way to make poor people in a Jamaica understand about the environment where them live in. If them did understand it, the condom them where them find a man to go be in the gully where I cook up a thing could have never happened. Where we sit on a foreshore road, Mark I mean, they was conscious enough, they would have never happened. And it need a government that have balls, or maybe don't have no balls. Because we have enough governments with balls, you know. So we need a government where can truly put it in the people and say, look here, if you don't do this, this is the consequence. And if the consequence is not nature, the consequence is going to be the law. You have to put some law in place and make the law have teeth.
Yeah, we have law, you know, but they don't enforce the law.
They need to do that.
I agree with that, and you doing your part now, right? But I mean, I can't change my voice. I can't change my background. I can't change the way I look, right? I just a Jamaican that see things I think are wrong, and so I speak out, right? And them can say, you know, I talking to uptown people or whatever. I can't do anything about that. But it's time for some other people to start talk to. That's what I think. It can't be just easy for the politician to say what them say. Them say, oh, it's just some uptown people, and them say, oh, watch them drink them wine and eat them lobster, right? So it need a whole range of people, and I thank you for doing this interview, because them can't say that about you, you know, Muta. And the more people that start to talk up about it, is the harder it's going to be for them to frame it in that way. But not enough people saying anything.
Yeah.
I mean, suppose them people I see down a Marcus Garvey Drive in that flood, they're crying out when the water reaches them. Suppose them dead. Right? People like me been talking about stop throw the garbage in the gully and stop throw the switch for
I have been
25
telling them for a long time. I've been telling them all the while. I say, what you throw in the gully now is what you going to eat on a Sunday morning.
Right.
All them tampons and safe expat will go down and see where the fish are going to eat and come back in your plate. It's Sunday dinner that.
Yes.
No one wants tampon for them Sunday dinner.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand how that can be defended.
I understand it neither. Anyway, we want to give thanks. Give thanks. Diana McCauley, give thanks. Diane Golden Frankson. You're related to Bruce Golden, is that, ma'am?
Unfortunately, no.
You say, unfortunately. All right, I will take that. All right, we want to give thanks for you share the time. We're there about nearly 45
you take
minutes.
care.
Yeah, give thanks.
All right.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Yeah, that was Diana McCauley, the Jamaica Environmental Trust Chief Executive Officer, and Diane Golden Frankson. That's a serious thing. But we don't know what we can do for Jamaican people to understand the implications of plastic. You know, say, in a certain state, like in California, Oakland and them place there, bag. When you go to supermarket, them give you a paper bag and you carry your own bag. In Jamaica, we don't recycle plastic bag. Because you go in a supermarket and because the plastic bag them no make good, you put in some sweet in the bag and the bag bust. You put in some vegetable in the bag, and so they have to double up the bag more time. So instead of carry home 2 plastic bags, you carry home 4 plastic bags. And when you're done, take out the thing out, you dump the plastic bag, and instead you keep the plastic bag and go back to the supermarket with you. Some woman never want to walk with plastic bag, and it kind of look too strange for them to walk with plastic bag. But yet still, them put them things in the plastic bag. We need to get that clear on that time, because if you go say ban plastic bag in a Jamaica, now you're going to hear some of bags of food out of poor people mouth. Want to the company where I make the plastic bag them. The company where I make the plastic bag, they must understand. Just like we say, cigarette is dangerous to your health. The first program was some JC youth that talk about the effects of cigarette when them should have banned cigarette. Couple months after we hear the minister say cigarette smoking, you know, them are ban cigarette smoking in our public places and everything, which them should have done that long time. Me remember when we used to go in a plane first time, them tell you to smoke at the back of the plane. I mean, I say, but wait, the front of the plane now reach. Because if you smoke at the back of the plane and the plane door, no, the window no open, obviously the smoke will reach until me hear them say no smoking. You go in an airport now, you can't smoke and put designated area for people smoke. So the thing get away where we need, if it seems like we are keep up with the whole heap of fashions and the this and the that in America. You have good things we are going in America. What we need to emulate. You know, see it. And same like so-called first world countries is now realizing that the coal thing is a problem to the citizens of the country. The 500,000 people are dead in China from coal and from environmental pollution. And one of the things that them not mention to you about environmental pollution, you know, and methane gas. Our people don't know, say livestock farming is one of the chief problems when it comes on to environmental pollution. The livestock, the more meat you eat, is the more the need there for livestock farming. The more livestock farming is the more pooping from the animal them, and them release something by name methane gas so go up in the air and cause a devastation. Now, may I tell you, really and truly now, really and truly, because people don't understand this. People feel say, why are you talking about? So we said we don't eat meat. Well, may I say that? I just say that the regular intake products is causing a problem with the atmosphere, and people might wonder, but that you know, say that not visible. It's visible. It's just that we now take a stock of the thing. Because even the food where you eat now, last night you hear we play a thing about the plastic food where you eat. Plastic rice. I mean, the man them make plastic rice and I mix it with real rice. You don't even know where you eat now. And all of these things coming from China. And it's not that we don't like development. We love the highway. Oh gosh, well I love the highway. But when the highway start to pose a problem for poor people down the bottom of the road now, where them place a flood out because the water start to find another way. Water more dangerous than fire. Because water out fire. But the water, because it now move the same way how it used to move continuously, it have to find another way to move. And them don't think about that. Them don't. Just like how the government make people build house pan Gully Bank, where them should not build it. But because them now provide for the people them, people just build house anywhere. And when the flood come, now you hear them in a problem. It's like when the people them are selling at the middle of the road. You walk downtown and a man thinks in the middle of the road and say, Bridget, you can't say, hey, God, whatsoever, what's your mother? And you say, but wait, the man in the middle of the road that sell your things and when Dudus and Zeke sit down at them place and them say, no selling this all. The thing work. Mr. Man are selling a sign mark. No. The sign over them, you know. The sign over them. No vending. And a guy just spread out in blue tarpaulin and pair of Chinese shoes. And files here from China. And lipstick from China and bleaching cream from China. And the thing about no vending. And he might do that for. And one day, you know, you decide why you want to stop this thing, you know. Where you want the man to do now? The man going to continue broke the law. Because I'm going to find another sign about no vending for sale and that. You have to stop the thing before it happens. You can't want to stop the thing that the Migla man, where them just send him pick the guy to school now, and him not depend upon that. You're going to say, boy, you can't vend this up. A man a build container. Him go buy a container, 40-foot container, put on the side a sidewalk. And you have to walk in the middle of the road when you walk. And him dead for all 20 years. And then when him dead now, him start to add on veranda. And him start to add on pool. If you go dancing on the sidewalk. And then liquor board now. Him cousin come and say, but wait. You know, if you are sell liquor there, so me can sell some chicken over there, so. And him put up a next container. And then one man say, but wait, look like things are going on over there, so you know. So and you have big music in the middle of the road. And you have to walk and and 20 years that are going, and the man a feed him picnic, and a feed him family, and a feed him girlfriend, and him boyfriend, and everybody. And you know, after 20 years, you will come tell the man, say, for move him container. They never say, I put the container there for a long time. There's a law which said that you must obstruct vehicle traffic, you must obstruct pedestrian. And the man did it for 20 years, and you never see him obstruct the thing. And when the man done sex clean with him girlfriend and him wife and everybody now, you come tell the man, say, must move. Then what you expect him to do? What you expect him to do? Are the bossy slave them you talk to, you know? Bossy slave will carry out the work of the white people them in England and America. The bossy slave them who sit down in a parliament every day and oppress the people them and talk about them a government. Because them a rob the people them. You have 10%. You better find out who name 10%. I don't know who name 10% to, you know, but when I go like, I don't know who name 10%. Where say this man here? Or Reverend Al Miller, him did same stop the hurricane from Lake Kingston and then pray. You know the weirdest thing about it, it's for years I say this thing, you know. The hurricane at center for Kingston, you know. And everybody say yes, hurricane go Lake Kingston. Boom, the hurricane turn way. Al Miller come out and say, it's prayers in prayer to make the hurricane turn. Wait, that's another joke. I have a place like a Clarendon, not wrong at St. Elizabeth. And me go down at St. Elizabeth. And the whole of St. Elizabeth mash up. Because he never lived down at St. Elizabeth in prayer where the hurricane from cover Kingston. And make the hurricane go at St. Elizabeth go back to the people them out. Joke done. It's not even a joke either, that true be attack. Two church down at St. Elizabeth. When you drive going at south past Malvern, you have two churches, one over one side of the road and one over the other side of the road. The hurricane lick one of the church then. The people them over the other side of the church, you know. I say I chew with them wicked over this. Why the hurricane licked up their church? That terrible people them. Anyway, Reverend Al Miller was fined $1 million order to serve 12 months in prison when he appeared in Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court this morning. Miller has until Tuesday, September the 10th, 20th to pay the fine. He was found guilty of attempting to pervert the course of justice on July the 22nd. Really and truly now, me not think say them should have charged Al Miller $1 million. Maybe can do some probation and do some work, but you know them way there. I mean, even though him say about him move hurricane and all them something there, but you know, I mean, $1 million. I mean, $1 million or nothing. Still, him can collect that in a one day. You understand? In a tight. But Al Miller is a nice man. He's a very nice person. You understand? And he make a mistake according to the court. But guess what? Let who is without sin cast the first one. Because Al Miller, Dudus was not a criminal in Jamaica. Dudus was not a criminal in Jamaica. And if Dudus was in Kingston right now, what is going on down at Kingston would not take place. Dudus make a law saying no picnic must be on the road after 8 o'clock. And you walk going at Tivoli and not one picnic up on the road. So how him can do that? As an American criminal, because I'm not a Jamaican criminal, as an American. And then now the government down there with guns and bayonets. And them can't stop a youth thing. These boss is slave. Boss is slave. The divine one, Peter the Divine, who was Minister of Security the other day, him a pure mouth now. And now all of a sudden me hear my dearly beloved sister. I love her, man. Oh, Portia. I love Portia. Portia now have enough talk. She says, you can't allow the children them to be dying, sir. I said, wow. Portia, the children them was dying when you was in power too. You understand? It's not like the children them just start dying. The children them was dying. And I love you very much. Trust me, every time I see you on the TV, I start to have goosebumps. Goosebumps, man. I tell you, but really and truly, Al Miller is a nice man. And even though, I mean, $1 million, I say them never tell him about him have got really serve time in a prison. Come on, want to see Al Miller in a prison, really. Really and truly. Him now go in a prison, me give thanks to that. $1 million is about $8,000. That can't come in and like, you know, one Sunday. Him have contacts out there where we deal with that. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. I wonder if Shamari has enough over me so far. So you see the ladies, them in a wait for me now. You keep guard over me. Beautiful. I love how you keep guard over me. What is? Are we that? Eh? We now have an environment. we know our environmental ministry headed by the Prime Minister. So what that mean? The thing no better. The thing no better. You mean, eh? Him up on the line? Yeah. Minister all the while. Then what Pickersville was. By the way, you know, I should have asked them, what happened to the 500 truckload of sand with them thief out on beach about 3-4 years ago? We know about them sand there. Eh? You have an answer around there? No. Then where you talk about? But think of answer you give it. No. The 500, me ask Tracy to investigate that thing there, you know. What happened to the 500 truckload of sand that was stolen from a beach? We don't hear nothing more about it. We don't hear nothing more about it. We don't like no what happened to them. Because, I mean, really and truly, I don't know if 10% involved with it. Okay, all right. So, we're going to play about this thing here because we want the people them here. No, we're not play this thing here for the people them. The 10 most polluted countries in the world. The 10 most polluted country in the world. Very interesting to hear the countries that is most polluted in the world. Listen.
Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Between greenhouse gases and carbon dioxide emissions, we've done quite the number on our wondrous planet. And while we've all had a hand in polluting our own world, there are certain countries that play a bigger part than others. To educate, inform, and maybe terrify our readers, we're pointing fingers at the 10 countries with the highest pollution emission. Number 10, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia makes up a measly 1.3% of the world's overall CO2 emissions, but it's a surprising number considering the comparatively small, just under 29 million. As with most countries, the burning of fossil fuels adds a great deal of pollution in the form of CO2, but there's more to Saudi Arabia's environmental pollution than that. The country's production of over 50 million tons of cement in 2013, a drastic jump from 26 million tons in 2005, as well as being one of the world's largest petroleum producers, has played a significant part in Saudi Arabia's role in world pollution emissions. Number 9, Indonesia. With a population nearing 250 million people, a heavy intake of electronic waste, and the routine burning of crops for the production of pulp, palm oil, and paper, Indonesia has quite the hand in the world's emission of pollutants. In regards to CO2 pollution alone, Indonesia accounts for 1.4% of total emissions at 510,000 kilotons emitted on an annual average. Things are so bad in Indonesia that it is known for being of the world's most polluted areas, Kalimantan and Citarum River Basin. The persistence and hazard of the polluted haze from the frequent fires has even forced schools to close and infants to be evacuated from Indonesian cities. Number 8, Canada. Everybody loves Canada, right? Well, maybe not Mother Nature, so long as the country continues on its path of environmental destruction. Like Saudi Arabia, Canada's hand in CO2 emissions may seem small at 1.5% of the world's total, but the 550,000 kilotons is an emission per capita of 15.7%, considering the 35 million people it houses. According to Canada's own environmental conscience website, Environment Canada, major factors in the country's pollution output include an increase in localized industry and seemingly harmless things like road salt and chemicals used in dry cleaning clothing. In regards to prevention, Canada's national inventory offers a range of resources to avert further damage to the environment. Number 7, South Korea. Producing almost 2% of the world's CO2 emissions, South Korea definitely has environmental issues of its own it needs to square away. A portion of South Korea's overall air pollution does come from China in the form of arsenic-carrying dust, but that's not to say it's innocent. Coal-firing plants in the country are a major cause to the elevated carbon dioxide levels and creation of the lung-damaging ultrafine dust. In Seoul specifically, Residents are advised to have protective masks on hand should a desert dust blow in and react with nitrogen and sulfur oxides emitted from power plants to form ultra-fine dust. Number 6, Germany. It may be hard to refrain from making a Volkswagen joke about now, but truth be told, Germany's pollution problems stem a bit beyond car manufacturing, though it should be said that elevated diesel, which has played a role in the country's 3% contribution to the world's pollution problem. One city in particular, Stuttgart, experiences spikes in nitrogen dioxide pollution that brings the annual level to over double what's considered an acceptable threshold. As with much of the rest of the world, Germany's CO2 contribution stems from fossil fuel consumption and waste emission, though the country has been seeing slight drops in CO2 levels, with a 4.3% drop of the country's total pollutants from 2013 to 2014. Number 5, Japan. The air quality in Japan has certainly taken some big hits throughout history, from Hiroshima to Fukushima, but a portion of the country's problem with pollutants comes from its own practices. Though Japan has some of the strictest regulations when it comes to sulfur dioxide and nitrogen emissions, the country houses 70% of the world's waste incinerators, with the incinerators toxins are emitted into the air, increasing the risks of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. An additional source that attributes to urban pollution includes Japan's use of nuclear energy, though the emission of greenhouse gases are generally smaller than common practices like coal burning. Despite the use of nuclear energy, Japan still accounts for 4% of the world's CO2 emissions. Number 4, Russia. 5% of the world's CO2 emissions comes from Russia. And when you get down to the nitty-gritty of how the government once viewed pollution, it's a surprise that level isn't much higher. At one time, Russian government officials believed that concern and regulation over pollutants were not worth considering if it meant a slowdown of economic advancement. By the 1990s, approximately 40% of Russian territory felt the effects of this mindset and was under moderately high environmental stress. Russia still faces inefficient energy usage and emission use, though the Ministry of Fuels and Energy reports that carbon emission can be cut by 25% through upgraded equipment. Number 3, India. Approximately 6% of the world's CO2 emissions comes from India, but it also has one of the lowest emission per capita numbers due to its larger population of over 1.2 billion people. Regardless, the country faces an ecological crisis due to the burning of fossil fuels, more specifically diesel from vehicles and factories. It's a small role in the big picture, but Hindu cremation practices are also a hindrance to the environment, as the public burning of a deceased person releases carbon dioxide and mercury. Families also utilize cow manure and other agricultural waste as cooking fuel, meaning each household practicing these methods are contributing to the country's overall pollution. Number 2, United States. Making up about 15% total CO2 emissions, the United States produces over an approximate 5 million kilotons of CO2 a year. In 2014, the American Lung Association reported that around half of the United States' 300+ million population was living in areas of dangerously high air pollution levels. Beyond just CO2 emissions, warmer temperatures are causing an increase in ozone levels in cities like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and Las Vegas. What's causing the increase in air pollution in the states? Everything from overuse of fossil fuels to oil spills to pesticides have all played a part in crippling the country's environment. Number 1, China. China being at number 1 is probably not a huge surprise, but it's still shocking to know that nearly 30% of the entirety of the world's CO2 emissions, or twice that of the United States, comes from this country. With a population of over 1 million people and cities almost completely covered in a hazardous smog, China is constantly facing an environmental crisis, so much so that it's believed that only 1% of the country's city population is breathing air considered safe by European Union standards. A reliance on coal burning for heat, an increase in industrial plant usage, and unfortunate weather patterns that don't allow for the escape of pollution have made parts of the country dangerous to live in. Were you surprised to see a certain country on this list? Do you have an idea for a future Top 10 video? Let us know in the comments section below. Be sure.
The brethren say not see no ugly girl again. One of them look pretty no hell. But I tell you, it's a serious thing, you know. When you have all a woman, and as a matter of fact, when you see a woman, and you end up a go yard, and she come out her house, come out her bathroom, and when you look on her hair gone, her fingernail gone, her eyebrow gone, her bottom gone, the cup them in her breast gone, and you say, but wait, this is where I go out there, so. Hey, the woman, they forget sued, you know. Suppose you can't sue them over there, you know, believe you me. Because they must sell where it's not real, believe you. Okay. Play a tune now, when you hear the tune, so like a chipmunk. Yeah, what is we shoot that? Are you well? I tell you, man, me hear a youth play a tune on the station one time, man. I think it's a brand new Bob Marley song him play. But him push up the speed, the BPM speed, to terrible. Anyway, yeah. All right, yes, EL.
Water.
Iron man.
I'm big boss.
STEPPIN razor.
Man, boss is slave, you know?
I tell you, man, jacket
why this happen, I say I go and look at Mama P start this STEPPIN razor hard, you know?
Yeah, man, I tell you, man. You know,
big up Andrew and big up Mama P, you know?
You know, she do jingle for STEPPIN razor.
I realize, man. Boy, me I tell you. Anyway, Mota, you ever hear about dictionary called Zandovan Bible Dictionary?
No.
Really, I go through that dictionary and hear them say, you see? Hey. The smallest son of Noah, is the father of the dark races, but not the Negroes. And you know, I was doing some research on this, you see? And I realized that the so-called Negroes that were brought here on slave ship throughout the American and all over the Caribbean, last sheep of the house of Israel, though. I did some intense research and I realized that the Negroes are not Africans, but are the same people that ran out of Africa 70 AD from Jerusalem. Yeah, we ran out of Jerusalem 70 AD and ended up in West Africa. I did the research and I realized that we are not no Gentiles, man. We are the true kings and queens of the earth.
So who said we were Gentile?
Huh?
Who did say we Africans are Gentile?
No, what I'm saying is that they taught us in school that it was Africans selling Africans to the slave masters, to the Romans. You understand? To the British and the Spaniards, but not no man. It was not no Africans selling no African. It was the ancient Africans selling Israelites on slave ship.
So where you say Israelites going on slavery and not
the whole away, but you are part of the spiritual awakening and you're supposed to know by now, because your thing bigger than what you're thinking, and you're the biggest thing by radio.
You're not listening to me now.
Yeah.
So where I say you is an Israelite and me is an Israelite and most Jamaican.
By blood.
Well, you know, let me tell you something now. I don't want anybody to define me, you know. I got to define myself. Me and no Israelite.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, man. So me just want people to research the Bible Dictionary. Zandovan Bible Dictionary. Ham is the father of the dark races, but not the Negroes. They taught us in school that he was some so-called African.
Yeah, but who is Ham? Who is Ham?
Yeah.
Who is Ham? Who is Ham? Who is Ham?
Ham is the smallest son of Noah.
Which race Noah belong to?
Huh?
Which race Noah belong to?
Well, Noah come right through, straight down from Adam. And based on everything, based on what I say, I go on. Because
no, you're not answering me. No, wait, no.
In Motor, as far as I see it, you know.
Which race Noah belong to?
Noah belongs to the seed of Noah, the seed of Adam.
No, watch out. Too much. No, here one now. You see when you do your research, see? And when you come forward, since you say Ham is the father of the whatsoever race them is, why you tell me Noah, what race Noah belong to? Understand? So tell me what Noah race. When you call me back again, tell me what race Noah began. Because obviously you're not sure what you're saying. All right?
I'm sure, Mr. Man.
No, but you don't tell me.
Israelites, man. By blood, no boss.
Noah
so
Israelite.
Hold
on, man. So you said Noah is an Israelite?
Well, he wasn't an Israelite. Well, look, he is the father of the Israelites. He's the father of all nations.
Noah?
Oh, man, he had 3 sons, man. Shem, Ham, and Japheth, man.
Watch out. That's what the Bible tell you.
Yeah, but me can prove it and tell you say, what you have to know is a part of the Bible.
So you can prove, say, flood did destroy the whole earth and left 8 people on the earth?
Yeah, man.
You can prove that.
I can prove that. I have been in the system. You understand? I have several subjects in regards to the sciences. So I know all of that. And based on comparison and research done,
look here.
I realize that this is all true.
We don't have no time now to talk about the whole thing, but yes or no? But why you call me upon like in the night and tell me outside of the Bible Bible now?
All right, Mota.
No, wait, no, man. Hold on, no, man. You can't use the Bible for validate the Bible, you know.
Yeah, man, we know that, man.
So what may I say to you now? You ever tell me now, Noah and them 3 sons them and their wives sit down in our ark and something destroy the whole planet according to the earth and left 8 people at the ark. You tell me, if when them come out of the ark 4,000 years ago, if anybody else is there on the earth, like in a China or in a India or in a the Caribbean, when them come out of the ark. All right, we're gone. Yes, homework that me again. Homework. We're stand by for the cash pot. We're stand by for the 5 o'clock cash pot. Okay, all right. So, meanwhile, we are stand by for the cash pot. We're going to give you Kenyatta Hill, son of Joseph Hill. Yeah, blessed.
Blessed, man. No love, man. Yeah, you see the call a while ago. You see why we don't care about the environment?
because I know one the trees on there.
No. Because God will come next week or next year.
Okay, yeah. But destroy
or before. You see what I mean? And that's the cause the whole of the issues, my brother.
He might destroy the planet, destroy man and everybody.
Yeah, he might come destroy the wickedness out. He might come save them out of the sky.
Yeah, and carry some of them going in the sky.
The issue. The people them can't say, yo, I'm 2,000 years and I still wait for the man and him not reach it. So I have to go fix all of the problems.
Of course. No divine intervention around here.
No divine intervention. So that's why them not care about the environment, them not care about nothing, them just lackadaisical just like that. And that's just, I don't know.
All right, sir. You can't go on the next topic, you know, at the time now for this.
Yeah, man. Blessed love, man, and keep your things going on. Blessed love. Take care.
Yeah, well, I say, listen up, top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, cash pot, drive time draws. Up next, we're waiting for it. Reminding you that you're on IRFM. This is the Stepping Razor, the art of war. I think we cover enough grounds today. We want to read it. The 6-year-old girl who was shot and wounded along Marchpen Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine yesterday, is in stable conditions at hospital. It's understood that the Bureau of Special Investigation, BSI, will be visiting with the child today. Reports are that a police party accosted a group of gunmen in an area called Africa yesterday afternoon. A shootout ensued, and during the exchange of gunfire, the little girl was shot. She is reportedly at hospital in the Carford area. How much children dead since, not dead, but dead too. How much children get shot in the face of a month, yeah. Only for picnic. I mean, a man shot I think of Portland, you have how much month old baby get shot. That is a collateral damage that is a deliberate thing. St. Mary, yeah. It's a collateral damage or it's deliberate. Them just, like the youth them killed on a town there. That deliberate. Them just look on a little picnic and just shoot the picnic. I want to know if you have some man in a Jamaica, some youth in a Jamaica will look on how much month old, must be 4 or 9 month old, and just look on the baby and shot the baby. Or them just fire shot and it miss. 5 months, 9 month old. Me want to know if it's like them fire shot and it lick the baby, or them deliberately just go shot the baby. Me don't understand that. That sounds like some Italian, I mean, like when you see in a movie, you know, like the Godfather movie, or, you know, you're going there, you kill all of the family. Well, the Bible tell you that too. Really and truly, you know, the Bible promotes. Yeah. That you must go in at the town and, I mean, not even the dog, you see him. Because the logics behind it, well, if there's a logics behind it, is that the baby might grow up and become so hateful of what happened to the parents that they might become target for the people them who do it. That is the thinking behind them people that will do them something there. You know, that the baby will grow up and then find out say them parents was murdered by a group of people. Because I don't care what them youth want to say, you know, somebody see, you know. And somebody knows say you do the thing, even if it's you and the man who go there. Because, you know, only your best friend know your secret and only him can reveal it. So when you and somebody go do something, you know, and you feel say nobody not see you want to know say the man why you go down there. Him did see you when hot water go on, you know, I mean, when man ready, you know, pick the shot fit him, according to how the proverb go, you know. Pick the shot fit him. Them go to police station and the police them start take out a ice pick and say, look, you know, I'm going to juke out your wara eye if you not tell me how to do this and how to do that. And right away him start to spill the beans, pan you, same one. So, what goes around, come around. You know. Same dog bite your man, he's going to bite your evening too. All them things they are Jamaican proverb. Yes, step in.
Hello, Muta.
You're blessed.
Yeah, man. I try to get you a long still and I can't get you. I call about an issue with an examiner, Bridget.
What to the examiner, Bridget?
You know, today, Tuesday, I'm not going to mobile. They have a Camry, a 3S engine tonight. I go mobile, them tap me a brownstone. Yeah, my Bridget, I drive them tap the car. Over, the police and say, look at the papers and say the examiner office for the car. So, I say, all right, no problem. Because I know nothing wrong with the car. The examiner come and check the floor tire and check the lights, and check the brake, everything. He start the car, and him say, man, look for smoke. He rev the car about 6 times, and him no smoke that come out of the car. When I'm police Virgin Cross Road, call to him, and him just have him put on the red same rate, so tell me here someone chipping. Same as me, I go to boss, I go mash up my car, me a boy. The bottom off, bust, the engine bust. So, in switch off the car fast, I fly the bonnet and I be a high like I come up. So, you see him walk from the car and go across the road where the police bridging them there. And I walk over there and say, boss, what you heard about this? The only thing him say, all right, him take the papers and my bridging driver's license. Right? So, if you take off the plate, if you remove the plate from the car, and give you a ticket, say, excessive smoke. So I say to him, say, you rev the car about 6 times and no smoke, and you keep on, you have to pay attention to your police virgin and rev the car. Which part of the engine not supposed to rev to a certain limit. And him rev it, so I don't know, him leave it, same as him do that, him just pack up same time and leave it with the car, same place. You know, I have no alternative, you don't know what to do. Him leave it same place with the car. So we just call to see if you could have given any advice about
the advice where you should have given now. I already suggest that you did have a uniform?
Yeah, he did have an vest. But when we go over now to take the picture of the vest to get the number of fight, he turn around face. And in time to turn around face and him walk away, in time to go in the vehicle and take off his vest. So that means. But because for the police, Bridget was there with him, I know them good. And the paper went fine, in sign for the paper went give it, they remove the plate, have his signature on it.
Well, you know, well, him have his signature. Same thing I tell you, say, anytime somebody do something, there's somebody else there to know, say, him to do the thing. So, you need to, which part you said this happened?
Brownstone Center.
Well, you need to go to Brownstone police station.
Yeah, when we go there now, the only thing him tell me to, the police them say, the only thing we have to get a lawyer. So I suggested to Mr. Ernest Smith, lawyer Smith, and him tell me, so if you get some, the engine, to get a mechanic and get every anything we do to it, we're supposed to get back some receipt and carry it back to him.
So you do that yet?
Yeah, we're taking out the engine tomorrow and fixing what's happening to it. So, so after we do that now, we just have others bring back everything.
Well, what you do then know that would advise you for do. You know, you get the liar, now the liar tell him to bring the receipt and everything there. You carry go to him, you give him the thing where the summons where the man give you with him signature and pan it. And then make the
but he give you a ticket, you know, so that means what we were saying before thinking about a liar, we have said when we go to court, that means we have to cry not guilty, right?
Yeah, man, they're not guilty.
Yeah, for real.
No, when I say the lawyer go advise you what to do, you know.
Yeah.
The lawyer go advise you what to do. So just listen to what the lawyer say and then work it out. And then you can call back and tell me what's the outcome of it. Because when you tell me now, it's exactly what I tell you to do. Even if you did call me, I never check the lawyer. And that's what I tell you to do. All right?
Right. Okay.
Sorry to hear about that still, you know, because it's a terrible thing. If a man rev your car them way and everything bust, he might give you another argument, you know?
Yeah, man. Sorry, man.
All right, blessed. Yeah, them little thing, the injustice will make people get ignorant and do things where, and that means I tell you, say good people do bad things. That's one of the things them where good people do bad things when it happen to them. Trust me, man, because I see me, a policeman stop me, just as I come out of my yard, a whole heap of car pass him, you know, and him stop me and say, him say blue smoke I come out of the back with things. Me say, all right. Me say, Virgin, so what am I going to do now? The man take my license plate. It's on a Friday evening too, you know, which is the worst time to take away a man license plate, you know. Because them say you have 24 hours to deal with that, and you can't drive the car. And me have to go do all sorts of things, to get back my license plate, them kind of way there. And meanwhile, him tell me about my blue smoke, you know. Me see a coaster bus a pass, you know, me I tell you, it smoke me, him up, and everybody that stand up. Say it. Oh, you don't see that smoke there. Because, me I tell you, the carbon monoxide, we have come out of that the coaster bus there on the road there. Trust me, man. And you can't see the carbon monoxide before, far in the distance, you know. Because my little blue smoke, you not see it, you know. Unless you come near. And the coaster bus come up the road, the smoke thick like what? And me just see just smoke me up and smoke him up and smoke up my car, everything, and that's the end of that. So, Jackass say the world on level. I see you saying the world on level. Yes. Step in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blessed man.
Blessed. Listen, I just I've been down there since earlier on this year, March time, and I've been listening to you time and again, you know, when I can anyway. I know you have an avid caller who is man. Yeah, man, we know from up in London. Know him from down there still, because Kingston Tech and thing. Yeah. Anyway, let me ask you, right? It's sometimes I don't know what it takes to play certain artists, but you know you're guy them play Liquor Ripe on the reggae station. Yeah.
You never hear me play Liquor Ripe, Regine?
No, not since me there. Probably. You see, this is what I said. Me not hear. Come here.
Yeah, but true, you not hear it. Hold on. True, you not hear it play it, no means it not play it.
Okay. But, I mean, as I said, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, but
I haven't heard none of their music them.
All right,
me hear music them I sing by other artists.
All right, well, hear me now. Yeah, well, hear me now. You see, one of the most played song by Mutabaruka upon the radio by Liquor Ripe is the original version of Prophecy. Me not play the other one, them, you know. Me say, you see, the one, the original version. When you say it not play, you must listen to Cutting Edge.
All right, Bridget. I respect that.
Me can't talk for your next DJ, you know, because maybe I will for DJ don't even know name Liquor Ripe, but me know Liquor Ripe personally. I'm a brethren, you understand?
Well, that's what me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably don't know why still, you know, but, you know.
Yeah, but I tell you, play him. But I tell you, I play him, though. I play Liquor Eye.
Yeah, well, respect for that. But
I play some artists where I know see a whole heap of ones. No.
Yeah,
so, you know.
Christopher Columbus, Mama.
Yeah, them kind of tune there, you understand?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Them when I the man don't know nothing about them, you don't know nothing about them songs there, no part.
Yeah.
Well,
them not have to know still, but you see, who know must play it. Them not have to know.
Yeah, because you have to teach the younger one them too.
Yeah, but the younger one them can't teach about for them artists too, and you're not going to play it.
No. It's
a two-way ticket, though. Same like how you want the youth them know the old-time tune them from 40 years ago. You must want to know the tune them where it's no tune where the youth them are listen to.
Man have to keep abreast of the daily routine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, you know, as I say, what I watch the other hand.
Yeah. And we dep on the radio, you have to bridge the gap. As a elder, I can't do what people say. When me play music, me search brand new music by the youth them, and then me know the old time music them when me can't splice in. And so I almost look schizophrenic when me play music.
Well, respect for that, you know, more time. I love that still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You must continue listening
to music. We have a feature still, you know?
Yeah, man. You have to tell me, say, you did accuse me and not playing liquor. All right.
Yeah, just feel up the man still, you know?
Yeah, man.
And big up my nigga when I'm short again, yeah?
Yeah, man. Give thanks. I have a one hit still, but it's a big hit. Him give me a CD the other day too, you know, I'm play the CD and I don't know, I try find a CD, I not find a CD, but this is one of the biggest hit them in terms of the social commentary I make on it and how truthful the commentary is. Oh, what that? Yo. Yeah.
Yes, King, greetings.
Oh, King Joshua, how you doing, man?
Blessed be, brethren.
Why think you gone a foreign man?
Brethren, you the hardest person to get in this world. Sometimes I will 40 minutes straight for you, you know.
You are come there. You who get me every time you call and tell me no, say, you hardly can't get me.
Fire son, you hear me say last week, the same thing. Last night when after you talk to Mandingo, me on the phone while I talk to him, up to around 5. Right? And I couldn't get you. When she say you're not taking more call, I was like, wow.
Is that look at things say WhatsApp you use?
No, you crazy. I credit me by put on my phone. But your phone is so king. It's a WhatsApp. We don't even know nothing about that. Anyway, my king, what go on in the world how long is this? Why there's so many things. I mean, listen to your tiny environmental thing we had talked about earlier, and it's a serious thing. Where the plastic and the chemical and thing are going in the environment. Right? And the thing where them are planning to build in St. Elizabeth with the coal, as the lady say, it's better you use the natural windmill or the electricity naturally instead of using that, because people with asthma, sinus, and those things.
Yeah, but you want to know, Brethren, you know the brother named Branson? Him own Virgin airline. Him come down here and make a wind farm, you know, in a St. Elizabeth, you know, and the government, the man them who responsible, they go down there and sanction the wind farm in a St. Elizabeth, you know. And then they turn round now and sanction something totally opposite to the wind farm.
Yes, so that is the thing. Every time what is something to help our people here in this country, politicians, them and high society people always try to fight against it.
You know, me go talk to Branson. Me go talk to him, you know. Believe me.
Yeah, you need to, because there's a lot of things question need to ask.
Yeah,
you see, this country now run the way it's supposed to run. And when you see all the FBI have to come here and come set up office now in this country, you must know, say, things are going from bad to worse. Right?
Yeah.
Me I go around now Muta for the past 2 weeks and me I do some searching on medical drugs. So for instance, people suffer from cholesterol, King. And one woman who have cholesterol for 8 years, 7 years straight, and she every month she says she spends $10,000 just to one of the drugs for cholesterol, you know. Every month.
She spend $10,000
for the 7 years.
They couldn't send her to me, man.
$1,000 woman paying a King.
They couldn't send her to me, brethren. You want to eat out the food, so.
You say when they come to cholesterol people, listen.
Yeah.
High cholesterol, the body require the good HDL, the body require it, and the HLD. But at the same time, your cholesterol body needed it. So don't eradicate it completely. So the only thing you need to do is get ginger. Jamaica ginger mostly. Greater hit, soak it in the organic apple cider vinegar with the cinnamon stick, which we call the cinnamon bark. You have a next herb sell at the health food store named fenugreek. It's like $45 or $50 a ounce. It is very good for cholesterol. Right? Once you soak them in the apple cider vinegar, every morning you take a teaspoon of that, put it in a cup of hot water, drink it. What it do is regulate your high cholesterol level, regulate your high blood pressure, and keep it normalized. When you're spending all of these money on people for diabetes, insulin king, one woman says she spend $10,000 to $15,000 sometime a month just to diabetes medication. And the body requires the insulin. If your the body cannot supply insulin. So my people, to regulate the insulin level, repair your pancreas. Here in Jamaica, you have several herbs. The golden seal, you have the dandelion root, the red raspberry leaf. Here in Jamaica, we have the noni plant, we have the neem. But if you're going to use the neem for diabetes, you use 3 leaves of the neem, 3 peg of garlic, and blend up a little string bean or boil a little string bean with them. And drink them without sugar. Just a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. The cinnamon and the neem and the garlic, it regulates the sugar, the insulin of the blood. It regulates it. Blend up the string bean, raw cabbage, cayenne pepper. Those are the things you drink to delete the sugar level out of your body. When the sugar level is too high, it can cause you to faint. It can cause serious complications. The blood circulation and the numbness and nerve tingling in the hand and feet. Drink the red watergrass here in Jamaica. The herb named dark blood, and the one with if you can't get the Guinean weed, you get the Medina. Those circulate the blood and good for the tingling and the nerves. All right? Man with diabetes and you're taking pill, the pill affect your nature and give you ED. So if you're here in Jamaica, you get the herb named Ramoon bark, Ramgoat dashalang, and Medina. Ramoon bark, Ramgoat dashalang, and Medina. Or you get the donkey weed, the Medina, and the duppy gun root. You boil them together, you drink them with a little Campari, and that supply back the blood circulation, stimulant, and build back the nerves. Muta King, I see a lot of people, there's a thing what happened the other day and it's proven. A female and a male have HIV. The male get up every morning and cut the Sinker Bible and the little green stain from the Sinker Bible. He take it, right, every day with vodka and egg white. His girlfriend never believe, so it can cure. When you go back at that time, don't got it. She don't believe, she end up her immune system. And when T-cell count, which is the immune system viral load count, drop to below 200, it causes serious complications. And if that really hate kill people is the pneumonia, which is the cold, the mucus that's in the body that needs to come out of the body.
Like what Hillary Clinton have.
Well, yes, Hillary Clinton have a serious complication because if she not be careful, her immune system can collapse. She can just walk and faint and drop down and dead.
But she dropped down already. She dropped down 2 times already.
So how serious it is because the immune system not getting enough vitamin C.
Yeah.
So you blend up a lot of lime with the skin, lemon with the skin, kiwi fruit, tomato. These are the things that supply natural vitamin C to the body immune system
all right,
and supply antibodies.
We have to move though.
Well, love is life, brethren, and give thanks and respect every time.
Yeah, man, give thanks. You know. It's like when you get through this or no. Not tell me say you can't get through, because you know.
Brethren, you hear me for 2 weeks straight, and I respect that. Me, I tell you, say, when I time, 40 minutes more than, did it. I talk to my wisdom is wisdom. You see the little old lady last night?
Yeah,
we love her advice. I love her advice.
A little old lady, a big old lady that can 94 years old.
You know,
I love her
advice. Keep doing the great work, brethren.
Yeah, man. Give
love is life.
Sister Simar, the people them love you when you call them over that. The people them love Sister Simar when you're 94-year-old woman that call Mutabaruka 1:45 or 1:30 at night time. Believe you me. Me love that too. Me love that. What you mean? You hear them people that call them over. You know, some of that talk about this bridging a while ago and we take the advertisement and we never done. We that tell you about this bridging, we make this tune and the tune so real, man. And them ask some serious questions. So one play it. Everybody know it. It's called
Aye, what Rasta?
Aye.
What a program last night. The man them just put on the crime rate, Put on the crime, you know, see it. Too much crime, Rasta, you know, see it. I man here, what call I say, the youth, they don't know that tune there.
Which tune?
Where I play, but I want the youth them to know them tune there.
Which tune?
Them whole time tune there.
You mean Liquor Rye? We ask me to play Liquor Rye. Liquor Rye.
Yeah, Liquor Rye. See? So I hear him say the youth them don't know them tune there, but I want the youth them to know them tune there. When them know them tune there, I check say all them tune there, change the man them and come better, and that's where the crime, you know, see it.
So you feel
much crime, man.
You feel the man them would listen to them tune, that's where the crime and all right now.
Why, you see right now, it coming like make different priority.
Okay.
Look on baby, man. Where baby I do that, say I have to shoot baby.
Yeah.
Eh? Look on baby, where baby do that, some man have to shoot baby.
Consider this. Consider this. You see?
Yeah.
When a flood come and a earthquake come, baby, everybody watch and old people. So I don't understand where I go on this one.
Yeah. That is true, still higher. You know?
Something wrong, man.
Something wrong, yes, motor, man.
If man I do that, and we want to blame man and say man wicked. They want to when man say God bring earthquake and shake up and kill all 300,000 people, including children and old people. You know?
Yeah. Every man get him pay and can't him work, yes, down to the baby, yes.
So what kind of pay the baby get when choose born or the God?
Well, watch along. The baby now.
We say every man get paid down to the baby. What kind of thing the baby
get? Yeah. Him get him pay when him a suffer. All right. When him a ball.
No.
See?
No.
In him on the mother breast.
No. You say what the term every man get pay account him works mean? What it mean?
It mean to him works for him though. The good.
So what kind
him get good pay. Him do bad. Him get bad pay higher.
So when a man get shot and him dead, is bad pay him get?
Well.
Or the man where shoot the man I get good pay. Which one of them I get the bad pay?
Well, right now, I see the man who shoot the man get the bad pay if him do it and I know.
And when the man
I don't know resist, you know.
And when the man
dead, it don't make sense to take a life, so you know saying.
So when the man dead, the man who him shot and him dead, what kind of pay him I get?
Him get bad pay, yeah. Him can't see father eye. Him can't blessed by the king, yeah.
The one who get
you
shot.
You know, see, so him just turn out some kind of some man or stun.
The one who get shot, you know? The one who get shot get bad pay. He get shot now, what kind of pay the baby get?
Well, him get blessing, you know, yeah.
Because him get shot?
Yeah, him get blessing because him get shot innocent. And you know, do no crime and no sin or nothing, you know.
So a blessing when you get shot and you don't do no crime?
Come again.
It's a blessing when you get shot and you don't do no crime?
Well, it's like to say, I don't see that way enough fire.
You want to go and go think on it again. Go and go think on it again, yeah?
I am out.
Tamara, give thanks to Brian, who get better. I must say to the people them that Brian automatically get better in the studio, yeah. We want to give thanks to Young. Yeah, we want to give thanks to Young, who inside our way. And really, sometimes help for the program in terms of people knowing who name 10%. It's a serious thing. Some people feel say them are hide, you know. But they don't know say them push out of the bag. You understand? Some are going like say it's a secret thing, but they would like know how much people know where are going. You know, sometimes your eyes will do something in the dark. And it don't come out in the light, you know, but people going in the dark with you are going to find out. You understand? And that is one of them things that you don't have to come in the light where do reveal itself. You can't stay in the dark and it reveal itself too. STEPPIN razor. We want you to all the intruders them come from town and come in my studio. All the ladies them. A pair of ladies coming here. About 6 of them. Intrude. We know them a drive got town. We want you to know up, you know. Come back anytime. Believe you me. Come back anytime. We want you to me hungry, you know. We not stop you to me hungry. Yes, me hungry. Make me no hungry down here. If I alone, me starve. Believe you me.